What is up, guys? Raven here, and oh no, here we go again. Another Marvel writer has a meltdown. Another writer blames us, the fans, the people that are actually watching it. But let's move on to it. So, bam, this is the article. Marvel She-Hulk writer Dana Schwartz, which you know from being offended by South Park. Fan gatekeeping is a profoundly toxic subculture. And before we're gonna go even too in deeply into what she said and what she had done, people are gatekeeping certain IPs, like especially in comic books, because they grow up with them, they love them, and they seeing them being utterly destroyed. Gotham High, New Warriors. Okay, I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna leave that here because. So let's take a look. Marvel Studios' upcoming Disney Plus She-Hulk TV series writer Dana Schwartz recently declared that fan gatekeeping is profoundly toxic subculture. Interesting. Of course, we know that she said a lot of things about the South Park, right? That she doubled down on it. Like, in retrospect, it seems impossible to overstate the cultural damage done by South Park, the show that portrayed earnestness and as the only sin, and though that mockery is the ultimate inoculation against all criticism. So we know that she had a lot of backlash here, and by her words, about South Park, but this is not about South Park, right? Like, it's the same writer, but you know what? Okay, maybe Marvel said, you know what, we're gonna give her a chance, and She-Hulk. So, of course, we've got a fan question over here, which is, a normal question, because as you saw, when you become a writer or something for Marvel or for DC or like those big companies, right, it can be a video game, right? If you become, for Gears of War, for example, for Microsoft Xbox, or for, Uncharted for Sony, the fans are going to ask some questions. Are you really truly into that? Are you passionate about the project? Because we are a little bit scared that something might go wrong. So we've got a Juicy J revival asking, which I think it's a normal question to ask someone at the position of Dana Schwartz. So where on your Instagram is there a mention that you're passionate about comics? So this is comics in general. Like, you will, like, even on my Instagram, on private one, you'll find at least like few things with comics. On Pokemon Couple, you'll find just comic books and Pokemon and a lot more things. But I can understand that someone may keep their Instagram like out of comic book realms, but at least you have a mention, or at least you got something that you like. There might be a pop figure in the back, with like comic character, just something that you are into comic books, right? In a medium where frauds are spotted like criminals casing at banks, how do you truly believe you'll write something interesting? Which is a fair point, right? This is the fan that is a little bit scared that, well, there might be a person writing that just doesn't care about the character. I would say good luck, but that would imply you give a beyond your own output mobility. So how about don't mess up iconic character created by a company that has grown the IP for nearly 50 years. A little bit strong language, but you can feel that the person is passionate about it, and it's a little bit scared by seeing what is happening. Which again, a little bit strong language, but it's kind of adjustable when you think like, okay, maybe they love the character so much and they just are so scared and they saw what was happening, and we don't know if it's a man or a female, and we go like, man, really need to take a deep breath. Like, why can't you just answer like, hey, sir, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. I am passionate about the project. I do love She-Hulk. Maybe I don't have the figurines, but at least when I got the job, I purchased like at least 5 top 5 She-Hulk comics, read them, just like actors prepare for, like, Deadpool role, or like, we've got for Wolverine role, the characters were preparing, or for the, comic book characters in general, right? You got Robert Downey Jr. just reading Iron Man. You've got, all the Avenger cast literally reading their comic books, and they are not writing them, they are just playing, they're recreating the character, right? But okay. And of course, as shown in Schwartz's tweet, Instagram user questioned the Schwartz passion, which is fine. And then she goes and actually posts a photo of the comic books that she owned. And the comic book is Dancing at the Pity Party, Dad Mom graphing a memoir for Tyler Feder. I didn't even know this exists, but what I took a look is a little bit here. She wants. Can you tolerate this? So you see, like, you had this really amazing opportunity to just shut this person down, be like, bam, and that's my shelf. I'm reading the source material, because you gotta do it, right? Even like if there will be something here, but you can clearly see at the bottom, those are not comic books. So she had this opportunity to be like, what? I don't want to get into the argument. He is the person that may or may not watch the show. So I'm just going to be like, what? I know those are hard times. I'm going to maybe not run into the store to buy the comics, because you can't really go to the comic book store. But maybe I have a friend that has comic books, which I highly doubt. But maybe I'm going to ask someone at Marvel, like, hey, listen, can you just, send me a photo of a shelf with, like, She-Hulk? Or I'm just going to, post a screenshot of, like, a digital version of, the comic books that I'm reading right now. So the person is relieved a little bit. But now you have to go with Dancing at the Pity Party. Great. Great representation over here. So widely impressed by wisdom and talent. So the person asks again, so where on your Instagram there is a mention you're passionate about comic books? Okay, so this is the same thing, right? So this is the same tweet. This is the same Instagram post. Of course, again, not a mention. There we go. Now we got a reply. It's a connected medium with a characters driven by its original source material, which is true, right? When you're writing Batman, I wouldn't say you can't make him Asian, but they did, and I have nothing against Asians, or anything like that, right? I don't have. But it's just not the Bruce Wayne that I love. There are some characters that you just can't mess up. Like, you can't tell me that for some reason, Iron Man, Tony Stark, he's gonna wake up one day and his skin color is gonna be black. Like, this is not gonna happen. No, this is Tony Stark. When you say Tony Stark or like Batman, you have the clear representation in your head. Create new characters if you want to, do something. Create maybe a villain, maybe, a sidekick, maybe, a hero, brand new hero that fights first alongside one of, the well-established ones, and then it gets his new comic if he's popular enough, which was way back in the day. So my question is this. Person says, right, the Juicy says, why are you interested beyond the money? What makes you want to write about She-Hulk when you clearly are not interested in the genre? Amazing question. Because especially that's a TV show, and TV show is something you watch, and even if person is not a fan, it's still Disney Plus, so they do have to pay a subscription. So it's kind of like it's kind of like you've got a Batwoman, a lot too much even for me, and I do love this boy right here, Batman, and everything around it. It was a little bit too much. But you have to go to source materials. You have to have the knowledge before you're gonna write, the lines of dialogue, before you're gonna, write the scenes. So they might represent what people already love about the character and make them being invested in the character, right? They continue. Pointless setting. Why am I hearing that the industry Okay, there it is. So that's another response by Juicy. So, pointless thing. Why am I hearing that the industry that birthed the character she is about to write is in trouble over major journalist outlet? Great. After the train wreck that was Birds of Prey, I would prefer not having another writer enter the arena and produce a pile of trash, even Hermos, Adams, Sims, and Psychophans. That's your cue, Tim. Want support. In terms of Birds of Prey, in Poland, I know there are mixed feelings. I wouldn't say it was that bad when we've watched it with Kovac, but it was definitely not good. It was not super bad, but it was also not good movie. But we've got a friend that loved it, and he watched like 5 times, right? So, and he's not an Israeli by any means. He just loved the movie, and it's fine. He can love it. I have nothing against it. I personally didn't really like it. So the point of me sitting protest is that I can smell the disingenuous agenda-driven persona, and I would like the writer to the stunning and brave guts to tell me why she is motivated to write about comic character. Sure hope that answer isn't only about the cash and feminist agenda, because that would be a selfish, wouldn't it? Again, this is a great valid point. I mean, this conversation could have been easily avoided over here. Like, literally over here. It's like, dude, sorry, ha 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 ha, joke on you, bam, just a photo of comics. Could have been easily avoided, but no, you have to go into that. And of course, we got the right, I mean, you're a writer, Dana. I mean, you should have something right here, please. Oh no, he doubled down. Like, no, he didn't. He just wants to know if you're gonna mess his show, right? But okay. So, Schwartz also replied on Instagram, and we've got the replies a little bit over here. So, why do I need to prove anything to you? And also, LOL, do you really think anyone goes into comics for the money? Can I ask, what have you created? That is like the most bizarre thing to say to a person. It's like, well, maybe you don't have to prove that you enjoy comics. Sure, let's leave that out of the conversation. You don't have to prove anything. But maybe ensuring some of the fans would make it better. Like, you want to sell me a product. At the end of the day, you want to sell me a show that you're writing, or you're a writer. It's just like with books, it's the same as even, card stores, right? Magic the Gathering. There are plenty of them. And why I should choose yours over the other? Well, if, like, Magic the Gathering store owner is genuine, has passion for the game, can speak about it for hours, you're gonna like him more than just a guy that goes like, yeah, that's a booster, go, move, I hate you. Of course you're gonna go to the other person. Here is kind of the same thing. It's like, okay, she might be mad as hell, like, it's fine, or you know what, if you want to be mad. But just post that, okay, you know what, I'm reading right now, I'm doing my research, I just want to assure every single fan that the IP is safe and we're going to try to do its justice. And that one thing would literally turn on many people. I mean, turn on to the TV show, right? Not like turn on. Many people to the show. It would be like, okay, you know what? She's done the research. It might actually be a good show. Sure. And now when we have like this, I don't have to prove anything. It's like, I'm turned down by it. It's like, you know what? Why I should support, even by watching, a person like that. And I hate when someone says, what have you created? Like, maybe someone is, they can't draw. Like, for example, I would love to create a comic book. I would love to be able to do it. But first, I can't draw, which, again, I'm angry at myself, but I can't draw. I'm just incapable of. And I can write. I can do that, right? Me personally, I have books. I have actually 2 books that I've released, but in my country, there is no way of finding a good person that is going to draw and like help me, with the ideas, or like, I create some IPs in the comic book industry, because it's almost not existent here. Well, there are, a few artists, and that's it. I would have to move literally to a different country, which is not that easy, to even think about being a writer for the comic books. Not easy part. A little bit easier when you're an artist, right? But still not as easy as, well, when you have opportunities here and there in States. Maybe the person, can't do that. Maybe they are trying and they want to break. And this is like, why attacking this? Why this? What have you created, right? It's kind of, it's really, it does kind of hurt the TV show at the end of the day, and because no one's gonna look at the TV show and be like, yeah, that's a good show. Now everyone's gonna be like, oh, that's Dana Schwartz show, let's just skip. Like, that's what might gonna happen. And of course, we've got even more. Ernest question: do male writers deal with this? Also, imagine seriously believing anyone got into comics for the money. Let's be clear, like, you can live out of art, you can sell commissions, and if you're a really good writer, or if you're really, really, really good person with that can draw quite well, you will do well. Like, if you have great stories, and if that would be not Dana but Dan, so changing from male to female, I would still act like that. It will still have the same backlash. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. The skin tone doesn't matter if you are attacking fans. It doesn't really matter if you are... I think we can go to Gotham High. Like, I don't care who's the writer, if it's male or female. Like, for me, it's just a name. Like, I don't even know the person. But if you're writing something that I don't like, I will tell you that. If you're writing garbage, people will tell you that. You can ask, people that are playing in bands and they're trying to be upcoming bands. You can go to Twitch and, any upcoming Twitch streamer would, that can go. Like, YouTube comments, everything. No one cares about, if you're man or male or female. Of course, okay, on the internet, female gets more harassed, and we have to address that. This is not cool, and harassment is never good. We have to fight that. Period. But this is not harassment. That was a person that was like, hey, do you read? Maybe in too many explicit words, but hey, do you even know the content? Do you even know the source material? And she could have actually shut the conversation down with one photo. Why not do it? Why getting into this? And, comes into money. You can get for that with money just to... that's the original tweet. Just to get there. And I don't know. Of course, this is, to connect the medium. She-Hulk, when they're clearly not interested in that genre, right? So, Dana, please, no one is attacking you because you're female. No one is attacking you because you're a writer in the comic book industry. This person didn't even attack you at first. This is the person that saw in the last 2 years maybe their favorite characters being destroyed. Like, I always laughed at it, and now what they're doing to Batman, like, this really pissed me off. Like, I'm like, I want to just, I want to rage on that. So if someone would now go and do a TV show around that, like, get another TV show with Batman, that would be the same question. Like, hey, please, have you read The Source Material? Have you read The Killing Joke? Have you read Hush? Have you read, I don't know, Death in the Family, right, the original one? Please tell me. And you could have actually just shut it down with simple words. Yes, I did. Bam, that's a picture, or that's my phone screen. Bam, we've got 21st century. I'm doing this digital. We've got Marvel Ultimate. And actually, she could have even do a plug. Like, you know what? I'm reading it right now on Marvel Ultimate. Bam. And you know what? You can write it too for only like $9.99 per month. And people at Marvel would be happy. Maybe she would gain some more fans and, more trust. And at the same time, Marvel would maybe make some money out of Marvel Ultimate. Who knows? But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts about the Dana Schwartz situation? Do you think I am overreacting and the person actually asked her in a really rude way and shouldn't ask like that? Or did Dana actually overreacted and just had really unfortunate words that come out, or are you scared for the She-Hulk? That's a great question, and that's the question I want to leave you guys with. So thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye and good night. Take care. It's not a pleasant time. Bye.